Well, you know, some say we need to regulate the social media. We need to regulate providers on the internet. I've seen how abusive that regulation can be in other areas.
That's not a free market solution, is it?
As Daniel Webster famously said, the power to tax is the power to destroy. It's also true of regulating. You got the power to regulate, you got the power to destroy, and that has occurred. So I didn't want to see abusive regulations of this incredible free market tool, but originally, Google and others had this, their argument was, look, you know, we're like a town square. Anybody can come to our town square and say whatever they want to. Therefore, we should have the immunity of just a nonpartisan town square, and they got it. They were given an exemption under federal law from being sued. Well, now we know.
Now let me let's stop there for a second. So what you're saying is town square, the analogy I was thinking of was a telephone company.
Yeah.
So you got an individual that does something destructive over the telephone, so they plot a crime over the phone and they said, we're gonna go rob a bank.
Yeah.
The phone company can't be sued because they allowed two people to talk over the phone because they're just the town square, or they're just open access. And so Google and the media companies, social media companies and so forth said, hey, we should be exempt too, we're just a town square.
Exactly.
And so I can't sue Facebook if somebody posts something that causes me harm. I don't have the right to sue them. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And not just that. I mean, you've got cases where you can pay Google, and people do pay Google to give them more priority through Google searches. And it appears that they take that money, and in the case of Diamond and Silk, they end up burying them instead of having them more prominent. They paid money and they became less prominent. Well, in most areas of business, that would be called fraud. And you would be able to sue them for fraudulently taking money from you to do one thing and doing another. But they can't sue people that have had their online business destroyed by the algorithms of Google, and they're not the only ones. You know, it's ongoing. The more powerful,
Facebook, Twitter,
you bet.
They're monitoring speech, and they're saying we like this speech, it's acceptable. We don't like this speech, and the algorithms are preventing some. So what you're saying is they're not a town square, and your solution is?
So my bill would simply eliminate their exemption from lawsuits, eliminate their immunity, and let them be sued. And it was interesting, in one of our hearings, one of the executives said, look, we just want to be treated like Fox News. I'm going, yeah, I want you to be treated like Fox News too, because they can be sued when they do something wrong. You can't, and that's why I want you to be liable for not liable, L-I-B-E-L, but L-I-A-B-L-E. They need to be liable for their misconduct.
So basically, you're giving them a choice. If they want to be like the telephone company, then fine. Pull the algorithms and let free speech reign.
Let it go.
But if they want to control the speech and control the outcomes, then they'd be subject to suit. That's a free market solution.
Thank you, and that's what I think. And it may seem strange that it might empower the plaintiff's bar, but it may just get some Republican lawyers involved in that. But I really think that if you had some multi-billion-dollar judgments for fraud, class action suits against Google, you see things change dramatically in the way they preference things that are liberal, anti-American, and crush anything that's pro-American, pro-president, things like that. I think it would change dramatically.
Yeah, so the force of government has exempted them, and the force of government has exempted them to do what I think are stifling free speech, bad things.